here, and it's December 26th. Happy late Christmas, and it's almost the year in 2018. It's been a good year so far, and well, if you have been on my channel for a while, you may actually realize we are actually close to the day I made my first video, which was the Splatoon amiibos. Just putting it out there. I'm not making a big deal like anniversary time. It's just funny thought. And today I'm going to review a movie that came out a few weeks ago. My brother and I actually went and saw it on opening day. Good movie. It's called Into the Spiderverse. Yes, you may have already heard a lot about it, but I'm going to put my 2 cents. And I may say stuff other people already said. Now, last year when I heard about this movie, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Miles Morales. We see a movie about him and him interacting with Earth 616 Peter Parker. We never really see that, and probably won't in the main movie universe. And Sony, ever since sold the rights back to Marvel Studios, I guess they did, or they, for the movie rights. I didn't think they would do any more Marvel movies, but I guess they're going to be making more Marvel movies with the Spider-Man villains. I mean, Venom was a good movie, but I don't know who else they would do and how far they would go. They'll probably make more Venom movies. And this movie, which, okay, I surprisingly, I liked it. I thought it would be that's good. I guess I would just put it in my Spider-Man movie collection. Just like, hey, I have this movie, if you want to watch it. I actually surprisingly liked it. Even more surprisingly, my brother liked it. Like, I thought I would have to be dragging him kicking and screaming. And he would get bored in the first 3 seconds before the movie and just go and play pinball, watch movies, or watch a video on his phone, or sneak into another theater. He has done that before. But no, he actually said, I liked it. I actually really liked this movie. So I guess I had to describe the movie. The movie starts out with Miles Morales going to a new school since he is actually pretty intelligent. And he meets up with Gwendolyn, messes up that after getting some advice from his uncle, and gets bit by a spider and he starts realizing, oh my gosh, everything is sticking, and he thought like, oh, this is puberty, which Spider-Man powers is a bit of allegory for it. Yeah. And he goes back to where he got bitten by that spider and is like glitching out. Then he discovered, and then he heard some noises and discovered his world Spider-Man, who is this big icon, like he's on comics, cereal boxes, iTunes has his own Christmas rap album, and Sony actually did release the album. I'll mention, I guess. Anyway, and then Spider-Man sees Miles and Miles, oh my gosh, you're like me. Look, I just need to do this thing. If you can help me, that would be so good, but afterwards I'll train you to be like me. And then he gets killed, or like, no, he gets, and then after Goblin just vanishes, I think he blew up. Kingpin, Peter Parker then handed over the USB drive that would destroy the machine and told him, here, use this. please, stop this machine. It will destroy all of New York. I know what's gonna happen. I know what he's trying to do. And then Kingpin comes like, alright, Spider-Man. And like, Kingpin, don't do this. I know what you're gonna do. Don't. I know what you're trying. This is not worth it. And he takes off the mask and just straight up kill Peter Parker. Yeah. There's some real moments in this movie. I knew Peter Parker died in Morales' universe, which is why he became Spider-Man. But I didn't realize. But I thought it was gonna be like, hi, my name's Miles Morales, and for 1 month I've been Spider-Man after watching my universe's Peter Parker died. Like, I'm not like universe, like I thought he was gonna be like him trying to get used to his powers, but no, they straight up kill him. And then when they announced his death, it's basically Peter Parker, age 26, grad student, died. It gets real. Like, there's a whole speech given from Mary Jane, and everyone's looking at their phones. Even Miles' dad, who is an officer and hates Spider-Man, felt bad. Everyone, there's a lot of real moments in this movie. I'll get to another one in a little bit, but yeah. And Miles, and there's even a, in my opinion, one of the greatest Stan Lee cameos. His last cameo, I believe. And he basically, Miles is trying to buy a costume, and Stan Lee plays the cash register worker. Just says, I was friends with Spider-Man. We were pretty close. It doesn't matter on who wears the mask. It matters on what they do. It's actually a bit bittersweet seeing how this was Stan Lee's last cameo before his recent passing. I felt like there was no fitting example than him explaining Spider-Man. No fitting way to as a send-off than him explaining who is Spider-Man and why anyone can wear the mask. And he even makes this little joke like, Miles like, can I return it if it fits me? Oh, it'll fit eventually. No refund. No refunds. Like, that was pretty funny. Miles realizes that he needs to make Peter's death worth something and try to train breaking USB drive in the process. And then when Miles was at Peter's grave, we see another Peter Parker. And this is similar to Earth 616 Spider-Man, except during a midlife crisis, which I haven't been reading the recent comics. I mean, I have a bunch of comics on my bookshelf behind the artboard and big ball of wires. I never really know if there was a comic focusing on a midlife crisis in Peter Parker's life, but basically Peter is basically the same, except he's much older. He's a lot more cockier. He made a bunch of bad choices, making a Spider-Man restaurant, which, if that was a thing, a lot of people would be going. I guess a lot of people thought he was more of a villain, which is why the restaurant closed, but my God, if that was a real restaurant, a lot of people would be going. I'll tell you what. He buried Aunt May and had a divorce with Mary Jane, wow. Holy crud. Another real moment there. Now he's depressed, he gained a lot of weight, and now realizes he's in a different universe. So Peter at first doesn't trust Miles. Doesn't really trust, he just doesn't want to train him, even though Peter of his universe said he will. But he decides to bring him along anyway, since he knows how the universe works. And finds out that he has a lot of powers, like shocking and invisibility, sort of a fight or flight situation. And we meet up with his universe's Miles's Doc Ock, which is actually a pretty fun character. She's like this mad scientist, like more mad scientist, and she explains after seeing this Parker that he is actually dying, and if he stays for his this universe any longer, he will actually die. So Miles and Peter tries to get out of there after stealing a bagel, which they're like, oh, bagel! He stole a bagel! Get him! And as they were escaping, this men, they met up with Spider-Gwen, who explains that she was from another universe where she managed to save her dad, but then wasn't able to save her best friend, Peter Parker, of her universe. And which is why she was very cold to Miles. It was because she was sent literally into last week. That's how she explained it. And she doesn't want to make friends with anyone because she doesn't want to lose them later. So they decided to hide out somewhere and they went to Aunt May's house. Another real moment. Peter knocked on the door. Aunt May came out saying, oh, we don't need any more fans right now. Please, go home. And then she sees her nephew, who was dead in her universe, right in front of him, her older. It's like, my God. Wow, that's actually pretty dang dark. Not dark, just sad. It's like when Peter died in Infinity War. Spoilers, by the way. Dark. Wow. That hits me. Hits me right here. Don't know if you can hear that. I'm trying to pound my chest. Like, that's pretty heart-wrenching, that I meant. They met up with the other Spider-Man, who... Nitpick. I feel like they tried to rush these characters. We barely got to know them. I mean, we knew them a lot. We knew them touch the other Spider-Men. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to push on more of a father and son relationship with Miles and Parker. Since Peter divorced Mary Jane because he doesn't want to have kids, he feels like he's not ready. But then as he starts training Miles, he realized, oh my gosh, this is actually pretty nice. Training someone to be like me. And trying to have some sort of relationship with Gwen. I know they had some sort of relationship in the comics when they meet, but I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just, I don't know, just a bit. They didn't kiss or anything. They're just close friends, I guess. Like this. They're like close like this. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we meet up with Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir, and Penny Parker. And each of them are pretty cool. Spider-Man Noir, by the way, is voiced by Nicolas Cage. And another nitpick, he doesn't go full Nicolas Cage. I mean, he's a bit older, I get it. Like, he's old, he can't do his, Nicolas Cage! Scraping at the door! Scraping at the door! But, and he's like this, and he's wearing all black and white, and he's just dark, like, super edgy, like DeviantArt edgy. He lists matches and lets them burn on his fingers so he can feel something. Penny Parker's like this anime character, basically Diva. She's Spider-Man Diva. If Diva became Spider-Man, that's basically it. And she's basically an anime character. And Spider-Ham, I'm actually surprised they got him pretty funny. They made him all cartoony. He can grab hammers and anvils out of nowhere. Nowhere he eats hot dogs despite being a cartoon pig. And they even got his weird origins of being a radioactive spider being bitten by Aunt May. That happened in his comic. I swear to God, that's what happened. Okay, anyway, they realized that for the machine to work, and to get them back home, one of them needs to stay behind. And Miles believes, oh, guys, I need to stay behind. All of you will if one of you guys say you will die, I, however, can. And they don't really think he could because he can't control his powers, and he has not been Spider-Man for pretty long. So don't griping him on that. He then tries to talk to his uncle. They have this really close relationship. A close relationship than his actual parents. He feels more comfortable with his uncle since he lets him be who he wants, while his parents doesn't want him doing him like his uncle. And we realize he's been gone for an entire weekend because he is actually one of Kingpin's most deadliest hitman. Like, we see him chasing after Miles one time. He's this deadly guy. Then Peter ran back to May's house, and there's a little joke, and we see Aurora trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube and catching colors, which is very funny. And Kingpin followed him. Kingpin and Prowler has followed Miles. Remember, he still dressed up as costume. He still has a Spider-Man costume and has followed him to the Spider-Man hangout where they made a new USB drive to store the machine, and has alerted Kingpin, Doc Ock, and the other and this World Scorpion, who had a pretty cool design. I mean, they all have pretty cool designs. And then when Prowler was about to kill Miles, he then revealed himself as his nephew, with Prowler taking off his mask, realizing, oh my gosh, why? With Kingpin then shooting him. Like, what? Dang, that's that's a bit harsh. Miles then took his uncle somewhere using his invisibility, leaving him in the alley just crying, with his dad finding him, his brother dead, and seeing a Spider-Man running away blaming him. I mean, of course. Later, they found him at his dorm. The other Spider-Man found his dorm. Says they're sorry for what happened. And that they need the USB drive because he is not ready. Even Peter Parker, the guy who defended him for most of the movie, says, I think you're not ready. I'm sorry. You're not ready for this life. It's my decision. I have to take the USB drive. And he says, I have to die. I'm fine with that. They don't need me. My world does not want me. They don't need me. Because then he ties Miles up, takes the USB drive, and the Spider-Man go and try to stop the machine before it destroys all of New York. And we realize from a flashback that Kingpin was fighting his world's Peter Parker, and then his wife and child came in, seeing him fighting, leaving him, and then getting a car crash. Kingpin, feeling sorry for himself, create a machine to travel through universes to get to get his wife and child from another world into his world, which could blow up all of New York. So that's why they need to stop. And Miles trying to get out of the chair. Here's his dad from the other side explaining about his uncle's death and how much he meant to him and how much Miles meant to him. Miles realizing that, man, by the power of love, broke out the webbing, went back to May's house. May, knowing he'll come back, gave him new web shooters. And Miles just spray painted a suit, red and black, similar to his suit, and just went and decided to help the others fight Kingpin. Now, but while that's happening, the other Spider-Man men were seeing that this had this entire ball dedicated to Spider-Man, and as a cover-up for what's going on. He even invited Mary Jane. I guess she thought he was turning over to new leaf. I have no idea. Anyway, and they realized, and they saw all the waiters were dressed up like Spider-Man, and they decided to use that as open this and put on little bow ties and just sneaked in. And Penny Parker hiding under a tray, and Spider-Ham under as the pork. Like, this little covers over it, pretty funny. And then Spider-Man met up with this world's Mary Jane. Then he just starts shutting down, freaking out, saying he's sorry for not being there. It's all awkward, real, and funny. You just don't know how to feel with it. I don't even know how to feel with it. I felt bad for Peter, but yet awkwardly trying not to laugh because him trying to make it sound like I'm sorry for not giving you the bread or not being there. Later, they just started trying to stop the machine. All heck broke loose. Kingpin's there, Scorpion, Doc Ock. is there trying to stop them. Miles coming in saying, I'm here to help. He takes the USB drive. Spider-Ham whacking someone with a cartoon hammer. Again, no, they never explain where it comes from. He just does that. Penny's robot blew up. The spider is alive though. She has an anime moment. They say their goodbyes. Miles decides to take on Kingpin alone. Most of the battle is just, and Miles' dad is right at the controls watching the battle. It's actually quite heart-wrenching. And how Miles just tries his best, but Kingpin gloating saying, I killed the real Spider-Man. Why do you think you have any chances? And then he sees his shadows of his family. Knocks Miles down. And then I guess his dad, and hearing his dad motivating him, saying, get up, Spider-Man, get up, causes him to defeat Kingpin. Power of love. And all that. But I get better than the web breaking thing, I guess. And he has full use of his power, so he can electrocute, so invisible on command, that stuff. And then after saving his dad, he then says, well, looking forward to working with you, officer. His dad's pretty much, oh, well, thank you, but I don't like vigilantes, but okay, you can stay. No, and then the movie ends with Fisk going to jail and Miles being feeling comfortable with being Spider-Man. And, yeah. Now, I feel like, since this is a Sony animation movie, I thought this would be cringeworthy, but no, it wasn't. And I applaud it. This was some sort of okay, we're sorry for making you live in a world with the Emoji Movie, so here's a Spider-Man animation. Hope you like it. It was a good movie. I really liked it. I don't know where to put it up. I don't know if it goes above the Sam Raimi movies, above number 2, because I did like number 2 the best. Or somewhere in between of Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's not Homecoming. Homecoming was a better movie. I give it that, but I really don't know where to put it with the other live-action movies, because there's so many Spider-Man movies now. But this is a pretty good movie. And now, the ending credits. How can I explain the freaking ending credits? So, there's a bunch of Spider-Man memes, where he's sitting in the office and there's a picture of Spider-Man on the wall. There's a bunch of Spider-Man dancing. They show what happened to the other Spider-Man. This was before the credits and the ending. We see Peter trying to make it up to Mary Jane. Nora finally fixing the Rubik's Cube. Forgot what happened to Spider-Ham. I think it was something funny. Penny trying to rebuild her robot. Gwen meeting up with Miles. No, all that. And then, boom! Good idea, and boom! Spider-Man, cringiness. It's like a Spider-Man cheesiness overload. They're dancing, spraying up the air. Nora is deciding to con people by using the Rubik's Cube. Behold this! It's all fun. And then, boom. Inspirational quote by Stan Lee. That was freaking good. Like, saying how anyone can become Spider-Man no matter what. And basically saying thank you, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. You will be missed for giving us Spider-Man. Thank you. You'll be missed. That's a pretty good standoff. And then we hear Spidey bells. It's so Christmas Spider-Man cringeworthy that only Spider-Man and Christmas can bring you. It's so cheesy, cringeworthy, but hilarious. The song even says, "Why did I agree to do the stupid song? I have a degree, chemical engineering." There's a bunch of references in this movie. In the beginning, in the ending credits, and they even hinted at Spider-Man 2099. They even edited an episode of the 80s Spider-Man, an old Spider-Man cartoon, to have Spider-Man 2099 heading over to this Spider-Man, who I'll call D-bag Spider-Man, since this is how he is. And they're poking, stop poking! No, you're poking me! You're poking me! Who's poking at him first? I don't know. Yeah, good movie. Good movie. Also, I went to Regal, since I went on opening day. Got this. Cheap headphones. One of them broke. I think it was because I put it on a screen door, hit it a couple of days ago. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Now, I think the movie's now with the 2099 Spider-Man, I think they're hinting at a sequel or cinematic universe, but I don't know how they're doing. Maybe Adam Spider-Man no one has ever seen, but I don't know. Harry Osborn, Spider-Man, Glider. Call me. Anyway, good movie. I wonder what Sony will bring us next time. Well, I'm a guy named Lex, signing off.